Hi guys, today I will be sharing my tips and tricks in solo BedWars. I'm not the sweariest person in the game, but I do win most of my games and I'm only gonna share things that help me become a better player. I tried my best to only put tips that are rarely said in other BedWars tips and tricks videos, so that I don't waste your time watching tips that you have already heard from other content creators. I just wanna say before the video starts that only a small percentage of people that watch my videos are actually subscribed. So if this video helps you improve, consider subscribing, for it really helps me a ton and really motivates me to keep going. Anyways, here's the reason you watch this video. Tip number 1. Rush fast. It is common sense that you should rush your first rush very fast, because your first rush always decides how your game is gonna go. For example, if you lost your bed at first rush, it's really hard to clutch. If your first rush took way too long, you probably have no diamond upgrades and you're gonna be in a disadvantage when you finish your first rush and you need to fight the last opponent. But if you took out your first rush really fast, you can stack up or maybe go for the best team in the game while he is busy with his first rush. It's really up to you what you're gonna do, but be sure to not be stuck on your base all that time. I have a strategy that I use in all of my games. Here's an example of it. Bridging as soon as possible puts you in an upper hand for rushing faster than your opponents. You can see that when I'm finished bridging and go back to my gen, I have the exact resources to place my defense and have an exact 16 iron, which includes the one I bridged with first. You can experiment with this and might even come up with a better strategy than mine. Tip number 2. Wait before breaking a bed. A lot of YouTubers do this, and you might think that it's just a way to get more finals for their stats. This strategy is especially done if the bed you're gonna take is the sweatiest team in the game. The reason for it is if you have a better sword, you can really outgear them and eliminate the sweatiest team in the game with no problem. This is a really great way to secure a win and just get an easy final. Here's an example of how it should look like. First, you need to look at tab whether the team of the bed you're gonna break is dying. You can see at the side that it shows their health, and if it's decreasing, you should wait for the person to die and then break the bed and then hide somewhere, and then you can surprise him with a combo. The reason behind this is that the opponent will always spawn with a wooden sword. If you have a better sword than them, you can easily outgear them and kill them easily without even having to combo them. Tip number 3. Making a tricky defense. If you're a subscriber and you watch my videos, you know how my defense looks like in some maps. There is a video playing in the background of how I do my bed defense. It really saves me in a lot of situations, especially in my first rushes. This also kinda prevents TNT from opening a bed defense if it's slightly dropped on the part where it's misplaced. There are maps that you should do this because of how the map works. People can break the bed defense from the back in some maps, and thus, making this defense will just make your life harder. I listed the maps that you can do this in. Do note though that I'm only listing maps that are currently in the rotation as the time that I'm editing this. Tip number 4. Protection 3. Even though you're really good in PvP, you must get Protection 3, for it drastically reduces fall damage and just makes you invincible in fights. The reason you should buy Pro 3 is that because no one expects you to have it. It's really easy to get Pro 3 because of its price in solo and doubles. You need a total of 18 diamonds, including sharpness, to get Pro 3, and it's really overpowered in my opinion. Just stay off edges because that's the only thing that can actually kill you, unless you're actually garbage in PvP. Tip number 5. Practice. Nothing makes you good at the game better than actually playing the game. I know that you've probably heard this 1,000 times in videos, but trust me, playing the game makes you more experienced and makes you understand and predict what your opponents might do. Predicting an opponent's next move is the most important thing. It makes you come up with possible counters to what you think they're gonna do. Also, regarding this tip, you're gonna encounter losses, and the best way to gain from it is criticizing why you lost the game, and what decision led you to it, and thinking what would have been a better way to counter the reason you lost and prevent yourself from doing that mistake over and over again. Bonus tips. These tips are just extra tips that really helps, but other YouTubers have said already. I'm just gonna remind you of these because they're actually really helpful, but I don't want to focus my video on things that you probably already know. Bonus tip number 1. Watch other insane players play the game. It really helps because you can pick their game sense up while watching it. You can focus on their gameplay and learn why they did the decision. People like 𝙬𝙬𝙀, Luvenox, me of course, and just good players generally. Bonus tip number 2. Last tip is just play with good people and duel them more often. Fighting good players forces you to perform good, and playing with someone forces you to do good, and dueling them makes you get used to good people fighting you. Solo queuing gives bad teammates, and thus making it so you have to carry, or worse, losing the game. Though I just said to play with good people, be sure you have a good chemistry and you don't disagree on your strategies. Teamwork is very important, and be sure to utilize it for yourself. That's all guys, thank you for staying till the end, and if this video helps, please share this with your friends for it really helps me and motivates me to keep doing videos. Be sure to join my Discord server down below, and you can talk directly to me there. Thank you for watching, and I hope I see you again in another video. Peace!